Hello students, in the previous lecture we have seen primary hemostasis. Hemostasis are basically two types, primary and secondary, and we have seen there are a lot of reactions will take place whenever there is a vessel damage, vascular damage. Whenever there will be vascular damage, lots of reaction will take place, cascades of reaction will take place to form clot, and this way bleeding is stopped in that area. In the previous lecture we have seen in primary hemostasis only one factor will act, that is fibrinogen, one clotting factor. But in secondary hemostasis we will see all the 13 factors will take place. Besides that, there will be an intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway. Intrinsic pathway is also called the contact dependent hemostasis, and extrinsic part is also called tissue factor dependent hemostasis. So see what happens whenever the normal blood vessel, blood flow like this, all the cell components will be present inside the cell. But whenever there is a cell injury, what happens? Blood components, the blood comes in direct contact with collagen. Collagen is present in connective tissue. Collagen is a type of protein. This collagen is present in connective tissue. Blood components, here different components are present. As we have seen in the primary hemostasis, platelet is activated. In secondary hemostasis we will see whenever we get injury, blood vessels get injury and blood comes in direct contact with collagen. Collagen is a type of protein present in connective tissue. In the same way, a type of protein is present in blood stream, that is kininogen. This is present in blood. This is high molecular weight protein which is produced in liver, and it is present in blood vessels in inactive form. जब तक ब्लड में है इनएक्टिव फॉर्म में है. whenever it get blood vessel में जैसे ही इंजरी हुई, whenever blood vessel get injured, this kininogen become active, and what this will do, this will come in contact with prekallikrein. Prekallikrein is again a type of protein present in blood in inactive form. ये भी inactive form में है. और then what happens? This kininogen comes in contact with prekallikrein and forms a kallikrein, and this kallikrein, here prekallikrein was in activated form, here kallikrein is activated A. And what it will do? It will activate clotting factor. This will activate clotting factor 12 को activate करेगा. This will activate clotting factor 12A, and further clotting will start. Here one thing is more, whenever there is a vessel injury, collagen combines with the kininogen, tissue factor will work here. Tissue factor 3 will work here, and 7 is also present in blood. This will also be activated, and there will be lots of reactions, series of reaction. We will see how they work. So remember, secondary hemostasis is of two types. Secondary hemostasis will follow two paths, intrinsic, extrinsic, and there will be one common path. Both will form one common pathway. So we can say basically there are three pathways work in secondary hemostasis. and we will see in detail how they work. So let's see. So we have seen in secondary hemostasis, intrinsic and extrinsic pathways are followed. Extrinsic, intrinsic and common pathways will be followed. We have seen a series of reaction, cascades of reaction will take place whenever there is a blood vessel injury. Blood vessel injured hota hai, then blood comes in contact with connective tissue. In connective tissue we have collagen activates canogen. Canogen is a protein present in blood stream. Again canogen activates precalciferin. Precalciferin is in activated form, then it get activated and form, and then we call it calciferin. What it does, it activates clotting factor 12. We have to write in Roman letters, right? Clotting factor 12. This get activated by precalciferin, and 12 activates 12A. This is activated form. Then this 12A activates 11. 11 get activated into 11A. Then 11A activates 9 से 9A. Remember, 11 activated 9, not 10. 11 activated 9 to 9A. Up what happens, 9A activates 10. यहाँ पे बहुत सारा चीज़ लगेगा, which requires lot of things like PL2, phospholipid. It is present in platelet. Phospholipid will come here, and this clotting factor 8A will act here, and this is clotting factor 4, calcium. 3 things will be needed to activate this 10. From 9A, 10 is from this 9, clotting factor 9, it activates 10 in the presence of PL2 and calcium and clotting factor 8. यहाँ तक जो स्टेप है from here to here, this step is called extrinsic. Intrinsic factor, this takes lot of time, means कुछ मिनट लगते हैं. Now see यहाँ पे, now see here, tissue get injured whenever blood vessels get injured. तो यहाँ पे tissue factor, here tissue factor will work. This is tissue factor 3. This will form a complex tissue factor 7 in the blood. Tissue factor 3 combines with tissue factor 7. This is called extrinsic pathway. Few seconds will be required in this process. ये फटाफट हो जाएगा. Now this complex will also activate this 10A. This 10A to proceed further step. यहाँ तक तो इंट्रिंसिक पाथवे था. अब एक्सट्रिंसिक पाथवे एक्टिवेट करेगा 10A को. Then 10A will activate prothrombin, that is clotting factor 7, in the presence of calcium and 5A and PL2. Okay, and then prothrombin will be converted into thrombin. Thrombin A is activated form. Then thrombin will convert fibrinogen into fibrin, which is soluble, in form. Now what happens? Clotting factor 13A will act here and convert this fibrin, which is insoluble form, into soluble form. So क्या होगा? Fibrin will convert into insoluble form. Now clot will be formed, and we know once the fibrin cross-link will form a plug, तो फिर क्या होगा? Clotting, and the others bleeding will be stopped. So here we have seen intrinsic pathway plus extrinsic pathway. They will combine here to form the rest of the clotting, and here this is called, they will both form common pathway, and thus clotting will produce. We have seen in some diseases, we have seen there are several diseases in which clotting factors are affected, and we have seen in hemophilia also, that is called bleeder's disease. Clotting factors will be absent or it will work late. Whenever there is a surgery or operation, we have seen patients are advised to bring test of PT-INR to check if there is clotting factors are working properly or not. So clotting factors are very important. How they work, we have known all the mechanism, how it affect our clotting system. Whenever some disorders came, whenever there is a कुछ problem होता है, whenever there is a problem in any of this clotting factor, then clotting will form, no, clotting will be stopped. So it is very important that all the clotting factors work properly, because each and every clotting factor activates another clotting factor, and thus there is series of activation of clotting factors to form a clot. In this way clot is formed. So we have completed hemostasis completely. All the clotting factors we know, and primary and secondary hemostasis we have seen. In secondary hemostasis, all the clotting factors are involved. Intrinsic pathway, extrinsic pathway, and common pathway are followed. Okay, thank you.